She wants to say hi. She's with her new boyfriend.
What's he like?
He's nice, bit of a close talker.
A what?
You'll see.
Welcome to Miss Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for slang phrases we only use because we heard them on TV.
Biggins? I never heard that word before I moved to Springfield.
I don't know why. It's a perfectly cromulent word.
Number 10, cowabunga, howdy doody.
For some reason or other, unknown to me for a long time, the word caught on long after the show left the air. He used it profusely because everybody loved the sound of it.
No, it did not originate with Bart Simpson. It didn't even come from the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles series. This unusual word goes all the way back to Howdy Doody, where it was a favourite expression of an extremely dated character named Chief Thunderthud.
Oh, cowabunga, doggone, I should have guessed that.
Yeah?
Howdy Doody writer Edward Keane came up with the nonsense word, which he pronounced cowabunga as a greeting or an exclamation. Somehow it became popular among surfers in the 1950s and 60s. Michelangelo, the ultimate surfer dude, naturally adopted it in the late 80s.
Gee, Michelangelo, I didn't know you could drive. Oh, I can! Cowabunga!
Just 2 years later, it appeared in season 1 of The Simpsons, and quickly became one of Bart's many catchphrases. Thanks mainly to these two cartoons, it survives in the popular lexicon to this day.
Whoa! Whoa! Boom! Cowabunga!
Number 9, 5-0, Hawaii 5-0. The use of this slang term to mean the police is a fascinating example of how a word can evolve. The title of the show simply refers to Hawaii being the 50th state. In fact, it was only inducted into the Union 9 years before the show premiered.
Ben, Duke, get over to the Kahala Mall. He's using a public payphone there.
We're on our way, Steve.
Hawaii 5-0 was a pretty big hit. It lasted 12 seasons and continued to air in syndication for years after the original show ended. It shouldn't be a surprise then that it had an impact on fans' vocabularies. However, young people who know that the word 5-0 refers to the cops might be surprised to learn that it came from this old-school TV show.
Are you going to talk to Tim? Why, would he tell me something different? No.
Number 8, Debbie Downer, Saturday Night Live. This phrase is so familiar, it feels like it should be older than it actually is. People have been using the word downer to mean something depressing for decades, but the name Debbie Downer, to refer to a negative person, didn't appear until 2004.
Always there to tell you about a new disease, a car accident or killer bees. We beg her to spare you, Debbie, please, but you can't stop Debbie Downer.
SNL invented the character of Debbie Downer for a sketch. She became a somewhat regular feature on the show, popping up a handful of times over the next 20 years, always played by Rachel Dratch.
Usually, when I come to houses, not a creature is stirring, not even a mouse.
You should check those houses for carbon monoxide. It's an odorless killer.
It's such a useful phrase, since we all have a Debbie Downer, or perhaps a negative Nancy in our lives. It's no wonder it caught on.
Oh, look guys, I just caught the bouquet. You know who else loves flowers? Honeybees. Too bad they're on their way out.
No, you can't stop Debbie Downer.
Number 7, regifting, Seinfeld. Although this term has been around for a long time, it soared in popularity starting in 1995 thanks to Elaine, Jerry, and a suspicious label maker.
I think this is the same one I gave him. He recycled this gift. He's a regifter.
Or maybe he liked your gift so much he decided to get me the same thing. Perhaps it's an homage.
Seinfeld had a knack for coining hilarious new ways of describing everyday things. For instance, we're willing to bet this was the first time someone used yada yada in this particular context.
I met this lawyer, we went out to dinner, I had the lobster bisque, we went back to my place, yada yada yada, I never heard from him again.
But you yada yada over the best part.
No, I mentioned the bisque.
In this season 6 episode, Tim Whatley gives Jerry a label maker, and Elaine suspects it's the same one that she gave Whatley for Christmas. She accuses Whatley of being a regifter, and he eventually fesses up. He did indeed regift the label maker.
You don't have the label maker, do you?
No.
I knew it! You're a regifter!
Let this be a lesson. If you're going to regift something, make sure the original gifter and the giftee don't know each other. Number 6. Jump the shark. Happy Days.
Fire up the boat. I'm jumping the shark.
This expression is a colourful way to describe the moment when something that used to be good starts to go downhill. It originates from an episode when Fonzie accepts a challenge to jump over a shark on water skis.
So, Prince Valiant, are you ready? Are you actually gonna do it? Yeah. Are you? Yeah.
Fans broadly agree that the show was clearly out of ideas and started to decline after that point. However, the phrase jumping the shark didn't enter the popular lexicon until nearly 10 years later, when college students John Hain and Sean Connolly used it to describe other shows that had declined in quality.
And I explained how he was in college and they used to talk about when shows turned bad. And jumptheshark.com is something he started, and he sold it to TV Guide.
Since then, it's been applied to everything from politicians to sports teams. The Simpsons even used it in a couch gag, poking fun at their own show way back in season 14. Number 5. Nimrod, Looney Tunes franchise.
I'll warm up the party a little for him. I couldn't do that to the little Nimrod.
The name originally comes from the Old Testament, where Nimrod, the great-grandson of Noah, is described as a mighty hunter. But if you're a viewer of a certain age, you probably use it to mean a stupid or foolish person. That's because the Looney Tunes franchise accidentally changed its meaning.
How am I ever gonna catch that screwy duck?
Precisely what I was wondering, my little Nimrod.
There's some debate over which character said it first, but this 1948 short appears to be the earliest usage. Daffy uses it to mock Elmer Fudd, who, of course, is not a mighty hunter. However, young kids watching the cartoon mistakenly thought it meant someone unintelligent. Bugs Bunny used it in a similar sense for Yosemite Sam just a few years later. Now, the derogatory meaning is the only one many people are familiar with.
Obviously, I am dealing with inferior mentalities.
Number 4. Friendzone. Friends, a show that's such a major cultural touchstone, is bound to influence our vocabularies in some way. Over the years, Friends popularized many expressions, invented a few new ones, and turned others into hilarious inside jokes. Joey alone is responsible for some of the best ones.
Oh, please.
Hey, how you doing?
In season 3, he introduced the 1970s era phrase, going commando, to a new generation. And way back in season 1, he explained to Ross why he and Rachel would never be together.
Why not? Because you waited too long to make your move, and now you're in the friend zone.
We don't know for sure whether Friends actually invented the term friend zone, but its popular usage only took off after that 1994 episode.
I made a wrong turn somewhere and ended up in the friend zone. Oh no! I'm in the friend zone!
Number 3. Googled. Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Can you imagine a time when this word wasn't totally ubiquitous?
Google it!
No, don't! Don't. Just bye!
Google it. Google it. Now.
The Google search engine went live in 1998, and it quickly outpaced its competitors in popularity. Within just a few years, people began using the word as a verb. This episode from the final season of Buffy is believed to be the first time it was used in that sense on TV.
No real info here.
Have you Googled her yet?
Willow, she's 17.
It's a search engine.
As you can tell from Xander's confusion, the word wasn't yet as widespread as it is today. Buffy the Vampire Slayer was known for inventing and popularizing all kinds of new slang. That makes it no surprise that it was the show that brought us this historic pop culture moment.
This is normal teen stuff. You join chat rooms, you write poetry, you post Doogie Howser fanfic. It's all normal, right? Let's see what other sites there are.
Number 2. Spam. Monty Python's Flying Circus.
Don't make a fuss, dear. I'll have your spam. I love it.
We have early internet message board users to thank for this one. The practice of flooding a chat room or other forum with unwanted text became known as spamming sometime in the late 1980s. Old archived chats from the time period reveal that the usage was inspired by a 1970 Monty Python sketch where cafe patrons won't stop chanting the word.
Spam, spam, spam.
Since then, the term has evolved to refer mainly to junk mail. Although the makers of Spam, Hormel, didn't mind Monty Python poking fun at their product, they didn't like its association with unwanted emails. In 2003, they sued software company Spamarest for trademark infringement. After a lengthy legal battle, Hormel lost its suit, and the word spam lives on.
And spam, selecting a spam, particular spam item from the spam menu with spam, 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 spam.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Cromulent, The Simpsons. Thanks to its popularity and incredible longevity, this show may have contributed more to our vocabularies than any other. In fact, a single scene in a Season 7 episode gave us embiggen and cromulent, both of which were coined by Simpsons writers.
Mr. Springfield, how can I hope to achieve such greatness?
A noble spirit embiggins the smallest man.
The words have since been added to major dictionaries, and embiggen has even shown up in scientific journal articles. The first known use of the word yoink comes from a Season 4 episode. And of course, we can't forget Homer's famous catchphrase, which has since become synonymous with the character and the show.
Don't! I mean...
Woohoo! We could go on and on, but we think you'll agree that this is already a perfectly cromulent list.
Good. God, he is fabulous.
He's embiggened that role with his cromulent performance.
Which bit of TV slang can you not stop saying? Let us know in the comments below.
No. I'm not in the zone.
Oh, Ross, you're mayor